Meagan, your intuitive health coach, coming to you from breaking free from toxic people and breaking free from narcissistic people. So, I want to talk today about emotional drive-bys and people who feel the need to vent and complain, and very often everything that they're complaining about is very real. It's really happening. These horrible things are happening. They might be sick or getting divorced or whatever's going on in their life. But the thing is that the question is this: is it benefiting them? Are you helping them at all? And is it benefiting them for you to listen and absorb all of this negative energy? And I'd say that it's not, based on law of attraction, and I will explain why. All right? And I have a few very, very good friends, and in the past we've done that with each other, the more I learn about law of attraction and the more that I understand, the more I realize that if I allow my friend, listen, strangers try to do it too, but I don't allow that at all. I have very strong boundaries now. We'll talk about boundaries in another video, because seriously, like my customers at work, I take calls, and the elderly people, they're calling to buy supplements, and a lot of times they're like, oh, this and that, and all these surgeries and all these ailments, and I just cut them off and I just move on with the script. Honest, because that's not my problem. It's not my job. It's not what I came to this planet to do. It's not why I'm incarnated. It's not my job to listen to other people complain. And I don't mean people that let me specify, because, okay, this is how Abraham explains it, that questions resonate to a lower frequency or different frequency than the answers. So the same thing with problems and their solutions. So if someone is so focused on their problem that they're talking about it, they don't hear you anyway. You might be up here saying the most brilliant things, or things that you feel are brilliant, and have these really wise, insightful, resolutions that seem so simple to you, or you have such clarity, but they are not hearing you at all. And in fact, they're offering a problem for every one of your solutions. And I know all of you who are watching this have experienced this. And a lot of us have done this ourselves. We don't realize we're doing it at the time. Once we're awake and aware, then when we're conscious creators, deliberate creators, so we're conscious of our thoughts and our feelings. So, but let's go back to where we were. So if you allow your friend, you think you're being a good friend, but the truth is you don't really feel good, or do you? I mean, ask yourself. I'm not trying to tell you what to feel, but see if you feel aligned. See if your inner being really feels good. Like you feel good about yourself. You feel happy with the world. You're in alignment and you're manifesting great things because you're in alignment with the world. Or are you in pain? Are you suffering because they're suffering and you care about them and you don't want to suffer? And think about this. If they are continuing to complain and to build up momentum and to, what's the expression? Don't argue for your limitations. So if they're continuing to argue for their limitations and you're getting frustrated because you're trying to say, no, really, you're a smart person and you're this and you're that, and you're trying to build them up. It's like, I'm trying so hard, and they're not getting there because you can't build somebody up. That's them. They need to focus on their own inner being, and they can create their own reality. You can't create their reality. I had this conversation with a really good friend of mine recently, and a gentleman, a very caring gentleman, and he seemed to feel, well, what you can offer if a friend is is upset about something, then you want to listen to them and you want to offer advice. And I was explaining this very thing. So I actually have to go to work. But first, I want to share something with you. I'm going to take you with me here. Watch this. Hang on a second. I want to read this to you. So this is a quote. I guess I might be, hang on, move that light. Paraphrasing, not really paraphrasing. I tried to get it word for word, but all right. So Abraham, I just heard this on a video, and it was, as I'm in the shower, I'm deciding what I'm going to talk to you about, and then this, as soon as I got out, this is exactly what was playing, because I've been listening to Abraham and Seth, and anyway. All right, so it says, okay, so Abraham is saying, like a hypothetical situation. So if somebody says to you, like, well, don't you feel guilty that you're living such a good life? And this is totally pertaining to what I'm talking about. So like my friend was saying, well, he didn't say it, he didn't actually verbalize it, but what I'm imagining I'd probably be saying too, is like, well, don't you care that your friend is upset and wants to, get it off their chest? But by the way, I have to say that if it's the same thing again and again and again and again, like when we, in the past, were in abusive relationships that we kept remaining in, or we got out, we got back in, we got out, we got back in. I mean, a person usually leaves 7 times from an abusive relationship before they're really gone, before they really leave one way or the other. Whether it's in a box or whether you leave and save your life and find yourself. Anyway, so I'm going to read this to you now. Although the difference that I wanted to say is that if somebody comes to you and they genuinely want advice or they need your help, and you want to be there to guide them, because you can never create their reality for them. And sometimes people will want you to do that, especially people who have spent years in these toxic relationships, and they really have given away all their personal power. They've given away all their personal power, and now they're looking for you to fix their problem because they're trying to give you their personal power. And that might feel really good for a brief moment in time, but when you realize what's going on, the truth is you're not going to feel good. You're not. Your ego might feel good about it, but the real you, who you really are, is not feeling good about it, because you innately know, we are born knowing that we are the creators of our own reality. So here, I'll finish reading. So Abraham says, I found out, so let's say that it's a human speaking, I found out that I could not get sick enough to help sick people get well. I could not get poor enough to help poor people become prosperous. I could not find enough confusion to help others become clear. I discovered through the clarity of my example, and by caring about how I feel and every day contouring myself to the vibrational alignment to what feels good, then I not only became the non-physical energy in a physical body that I was born to be, and that then and only then did I offer a strong enough signal, a strong enough signal to those who were seeking that sort of clarity can make their way to me. And I believe that you are such a person. This is still Abraham talking, but saying that we should be saying, what we might be saying. And I do, and I'll finish, because I believe that you made your way to me because of the clarity of my being and the power of your wanting. I do not believe that if you did not have something for me, and I did not have something for you, that we would not be having this interaction. That law of attraction has put us together for a reason. So there is more to this, and I will probably share that in another video, but this is what I really wanted to share. This is the message. So give me your opinion. Definitely give the video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed, and comment below. Tell me what you think. Are you someone like me who everyone has always come to with all of their problems, and you used to be, or maybe even still are, like one call after another, or one text after another, or one knock on the door, where like you're the one that everybody comes to drop all their they're garbage, and it's not because they don't care about you. They trust you. That's a great thing. And they but the thing is that we all have to have boundaries in this life. And if in taking on everybody else's negative energy and their emotional garbage, we are not emotional dumpsters. We are not. And on Facebook, please just block those people, or just unfriend them, or hide the post. That happens all the time. I call those emotional drive-bys. We'll talk more about that in a different video. I'm going to leave now, but just temporarily, because I'll be back. So, namaste.